Hi, I'm Gil Fulbright. The people that run my campaign, they've made this commercial, and I'm in it. This campaign, it's not about me. It's about crafting a version of me that'll appeal to you. A version that visits random work sites with paid actors pointing at things. A version of me that doesn't find old people loathsome or pointless. Has a conventionally attractive yet curiously still family. Listening to my constituents, legislating, these are things I don't do. What I do is spend about 70% of my time raising funds for re-election. I'd do anything to stay in office. My name's Gil Fulbright, but hell, I'll change my name to Phil Goldbright or Bill Fulbright or fill up my mouth with farts. These are the things that are important to me. And these are the fine people that finance my campaign. Now, in order to do these things, I have to stay in office. And to stay in office, I have to keep these guys happy. Now, if any of these things make these guys unhappy, well, my hands are tied. So come November, the choice is clear. Do you want another spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists, or a spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? I'm Philip my mouth with farts, and I approve this message.
The weapons of mass destruction, the missiles are on the Lord's band, they're pointed at every nation. Joy gets shorter, crates of guns and ammo, from country to country they go.
All right, we're going to try something a little different here. I wanted to go through all the Senate campaigns and watch their campaign ads, and just so you can see what everybody's talking about around the country. It's kind of interesting. So I'm just going to do reactions to campaign ads. So I'm going to go and put like 5 or 6 different states, depending on how they match up, so it's not too long per video. So I'm just going to do 5 or 6 states at a time. The Senate has like 35 different races, or 35 states have different races. Like Georgia has 2 seats up this year. So this is going to be the new segment, something different. Let's try it out. All right, the first one up is Doug Jones from Alabama. Let's see what he has to say.
As he lay dying, George Floyd cried for his mama and pleaded for his life. I can't breathe. As we witnessed his death together, the world changed. Across Alabama, folks are struggling with this, seeing injustice and inequality and wanting to see that end. We cannot let this moment pass. The road to racial justice has taken far too long, but it's a journey we must make, and we must make it together. Come join me. I'm Doug Jones, and I approve this message.
All right. Well, of course, standard Democrat fare now. Quoting George Floyd, using a dead man to promote yourself. I'm not into it, but whatever. All right, so here's Tommy Tuberville.
Career politician Bradley Byrne is lying about Coach Tuberville. The truth? Byrne said Trump was not fit to be president.
These career politicians are trying to make up everything they can make up. They're lying. They know I'm going to be the next U.S. Senator from the state of Alabama because I'm not a politician. They are. I'm not the swamp. They are. I'm going to stand with President Donald Trump on building the wall and cracking down on illegal immigration. I'm Tommy Tuberville, and I approve this message.
All right, Tommy. Nice ears, but okay. Let's there's another 30-second one. Let's do another 30-second one.
You can't fake it. You're either strong or you're not. And Jeff Sessions, he's not. He wasn't man enough to stand with President Trump when things got tough, and now he's telling lies about me to cover it all up. It's time for these weak politicians to go. I'm very proud to be endorsed by President Trump. I'm running to help him drain the swamp and build the wall. I'm Tommy Tuberville, and I approve this message because I won't back down.
All right, so he's doing the He's doing the Republican thing with the wall. So these two are pretty much milquetoast talking points. Tuberville with the wall, and Jones with George Floyd. Neither one of them were very exciting, I don't think. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I could. It's a pretty Republican area, so I'm sure Tuberville's going to win it no matter what. Nope. So it's not really a big deal. It's not really that big of a deal at this point. All right, so let's move on to the next one. First up, we got Alabama. The incumbent Democrat Doug Jones was elected in a special election in 2017, narrowly defeating Republican nominee Roy Moore. Jones is running for his first full term as a senator. The former Auburn University football head coach Tommy Tuberville defeated former Senator and Attorney General Jeff Sessions in a July 14th runoff to secure the Republican nomination. Sessions occupied the seat until 2017, when he resigned to become Attorney General for the Trump administration. Defeated in March 3rd Republican primary were 2017 Republican nominee Roy Moore, evangelist Stanley Adar, Representative Bradley Byrne, State Representative Arnold Mooney, and a community activist Ruth Page Nelson. Alabama is one of the country's most Republican states, and Jones' win was part due to sexual assault allegations against Moore. During the special election, most analysts expect the seat to flip back to GOP control as Jones faces much stronger opposition from Tuberville. Despite some competitive polling, many in the Democrat establishment see Jones's seat as a lost cause, and he is struggling to raise money. Well, you can see that in the ads. Doug Jones literally had one ad out there from like 2 months ago, and it was really just cheeseball. Nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it. So this is probably going to flip back. Check one up for the Republicans. Next up is Alaska, and the first video is Dan Sullivan, Republican.
To rebuild our economy and get Alaskans back to work, we must invest in new infrastructure. As your senator, I've secured billions to strengthen our runways and ports, rebuild our roads and bridges, fund new Coast Guard cutters for Southeast, and bring F-35s to the interior. And we're finally getting rid of job-killing regulations. Together, we'll get through these tough times, create more good-paying jobs, and make Alaska's economy stronger than ever. I'm Dan Sullivan, and I approve this message.
All right, Danny boy. Very good. Very good. That wasn't bad. He talked about things that he did and what he wants to do, and that's what a campaign ad is for. All right, so the next one up is Al Gross. He's an independent, which is pretty interesting.
Al Gross, a big character for a big state, a lifelong Alaskan down to his roots, not afraid to work hard, speak out, take chances, even took down a grizzly when it surprised him. A commercial fisherman, Al bought his first boat at 14. As a surgeon, he cares for his fellow Alaskans, and he sure as hell isn't a politician. He's an independent voice for Alaska. Independent, strong. That's the real Alaska. That's Al Gross.
Paid for by the Lincoln Project, which is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Al Gross.
All right. Those are two pretty good ads. I like them. I like them both. They just said who they are and what they do. I like it. It would be interesting to see who wins this one. So let's read the tale of the tape. All right, here's the tale of the tape. Republican Dan Sullivan was elected in 2014, defeating incumbent Democrat Mark Begich, which his brother, I really love his brother, Nick Begich. He's a scientist that does a lot of cool stuff. If you ever have a chance to look him up, he's got some stuff on the radio array up in Alaska that's pretty fascinating. Okay, so he's running for a second term. Potential Democratic candidates include Begich, who was the Democratic nominee for governor of Alaska in 2018, and Anchorage Mayor Ethan Berkowitz, who was the Democratic nominee for governor of Alaska in 2010. One Democrat, Edgar Blatchford, filed to run by the June 1st filing deadline. On July 2nd, Al Gross, an orthopedic surgeon and fisherman, declared his candidacy as an independent. He went on to win the nomination. Oh. So I looked, and Begich and none of these other people have any campaign ads yet. So I don't even know. They're just potential Democrat candidates. I don't know if they will run or not. So it looks like Alaska is likely Republican. So Dan Sullivan will probably be elected again. So that's it. Okay, next up we got Arizona, and we got Martha McSally against Mark Kelly. So here's Martha McSally's ad.
Anyone who takes advantage of the sick should be ashamed. That's why I'll never support Mark Kelly. Kelly served on the board of a medical transportation company that engaged in price gouging and surprise billing. Vulnerable patients were exploited, and Mark Kelly got rich. Mark Kelly will do anything for a buck and say anything for a vote. Martha McSally is the right choice for Senate.
I'm Martha McSally, and I approve this message.
Okay. All right, here's Mark Kelly.
I was not always a good student. Like a lot of young kids, I had a hard time paying attention. I said to my dad, I thought I would go to college. And he said, really? You? And it was the big wake-up call for me. I think I always had high expectations of where I would get, with not always coming up with the plan, especially at a young age. Both my parents were very proud of their careers in law enforcement. I always thought public service was incredibly important. If somebody told me when I was 16 years old that I'd reach my dream of flying a Navy jet and commanding the space shuttle twice, I probably wouldn't have believed you. My parents didn't have a lot of extra money, but you could comfortably raise a family on a middle-class income, and it doesn't work so well today. Now, my hope for Arizona is that everybody has the conditions and an environment that allows anybody to accomplish anything they want if they're just willing to work hard at it. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Ready?
I was not always a good student.
Thank you, Mark Kelly. All right. Well, that's the two ads. He must have been a space shuttle pilot, huh? All right. All right, so here's the tale of the tape. Republican Senator John McCain was elected to the sixth term in 2016, but died in office in August of 2018. Republican Governor Doug Ducey appointed former Senator John Kill to fill McCain's seat for the remainder of the 115th United States Congress. After the end of the 115th Congress, Ducey appointed outgoing U.S. Representative in 2018 Republican Senate nominee Martha McSally as Kyle's successor for the 116th Congress. McSally is running in the 2020 special election to fill the remainder of the term, which expires on January 3rd, 2023. Retired astronaut Mark Kelly won the Democratic nomination. Once a solidly Republican state, Arizona has trended more purple in the recent years. Incumbent Republican Martha McSally was appointed to the late John McCain seat 2 months after losing the 2018 Arizona U.S. Senate election to Democrat Christine Sinema. Her Democratic opponent, astronaut Mark Kelly, who is married to the former Representative Gabrielle Giffords, has raised significantly more money and generally leads her by 5 to 15 points in the polling. McSally is also suffering from low approval ratings due to her strong allegiance to Trump, who is unpopular in Arizona despite winning the state by 3.5 points in 2016. Well, WikiLeaks. Wikipedia. Of course, they're going to crap on Donald Trump. All right, so Arizona, it seems to be tilting Democrat, leaning Democrat. That doesn't mean, I don't know. I haven't heard very good things about Martha McSally. I think an astronaut's going to have a better chance, especially when he's the husband of Gabrielle Giffords. She was pretty well liked. I don't know. I could possibly see that seat flipping. Yeah. So, there's that. Okay, for the last of the A's, we got Arkansas. So, we got Tom Cotton, who's the incumbent, against Ricky Harrington Jr., a libertarian. Ooh. All right, first up, Tom Cotton.
You may have seen a TV ad with my mom. It made her a celebrity, and it made my dad a little jealous.
Well, I've been here the whole time, just messing with these cows.
I owe my dad a lot. He gave me a good name, a duty to country, a lot of common sense. Dad said, don't spend what you don't have, and stand on principle, even if you have to stand alone.
And if you want to eat, you got to work. When you get through politicking, come on and give me a hand.
I'm Tom Cotton. I approve this message.
Very good. I liked it. All right, let's check out the other guy. All right, here's Ricky Harrington Jr., libertarian. It's just an ad selling merch, but I can't find anything else that's, I mean, obviously this is Ricky Harrington here, but I can't find anything. I can't find any ads for him. Just that one that was only, was the only one. Yeah. Let me see if I can find something else. All right, Ricky Harrington literally has no ads, except for the one, selling merch. Oh, libertarians, you guys kill me. But he does have a nice web page here, so. Safeguard the Constitution and the deficit spending. Same old. Preserving the environment. pretty much the same old when it comes to libertarians. All right, well, I tried, Ricky. I tried to give you some boost, but all right. So Arkansas, solid Republican all the way across. So most likely Tom Cotton will win that again. But from what I can remember, Tom Cotton's been doing some pretty good stuff in Senate, so people are pretty happy with him anyway. So, tail of the tape, Republican Tom Cotton was elected in 2014 after serving 2 years in the United States House of Representatives, defeating incumbent Democrat Mark Pryor by a comfortable margin. Cotton is seeking a second term. Joshua Mahoney, a nonprofit executive and 2018 Democratic nominee for Congress in Arkansas's 3rd Congressional District, filed to run for the Democrat nomination, but dropped out just after the filing deadline. No other Democrats filed within the filing deadline. Christian missionary Ricky Dale Harrington Jr. is running as the Libertarian, and progressive activist Dan Whitfield is running as an independent. All right, so, well, good luck, Ricky. I think this is probably gonna go to Tom Cotton. That's a safe seat. Colorado, you got the incumbent Cory Gardner, Republican, going up against John Hickenlooper, the Democrat. So let's see what we got. All right, first up we got Cory Gardner.
John Hickenlooper.
Being a senator would be meaningful, but I'd hate it. I don't think I'm cut out for that.
It would be a huge sacrifice.
The Senate doesn't attract me at this point, just doesn't attract me. It wouldn't bring me any kind of satisfaction or delight.
This guy's got a lot to work through here. He thinks it's all about him. I'm Cory Gardner. I work hard to be effective, with both parties. To do this job, you probably need to want this job. That's why I approve this message.
Okay. Okay, well, it's an attack ad. Got him on the couch. It's pretty funny. We'll see. Let's go to John Hickenlooper. All right, so this is John Hickenlooper.
I think what I've said all along for 7 years now was the need to repeal the Affordable Care Act.
Cory Gardner said he would be an independent voice for Colorado. He said he would protect pre-existing conditions. He says a lot of things. But then he goes to Washington and does what Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, whatever his special interest backers tell him to.
All right, so these two boys are pretty much at each other's throats. Well, I want to see this one thing here, because this was really weird. Catch the glitch in
I think what I've said all along for 7 years now was the need to...
Right there. It was cut together.
Years now was the need to...
It's cut together.
For 7 years now was the need to repeal the Affordable Care Act.
Huh. I'll have to look into that and see if see what he really said, because that's cut together. It was done pretty piss poorly bad too. I'm not even an expert on this stuff yet. You know, I'm pretty bad at editing my videos, and that was really bad. Didn't even try. But well, let's see the tail of the tape here. Republican Cory Gardner was elected in 2014 after serving 4 years in the United States House of Representatives, narrowly defeating one-term Democrat Mark Udall. Gardner is seeking a second term. Former Colorado governor, John Hickenlooper, okay, that's where I know him from. He's a former Colorado governor. John Hickenlooper is the Democratic nominee and generally leads Gardner by 10 to 20 points in the polls. With many pundits already considering him a favorite to win, Gardner is Colorado's only Republican statewide office holder. The once purple state has trended increasingly Democrat since Gardner's narrow win in 2014. Gardner also has low approval ratings due to his strong allegiance with President Trump, who is unpopular in Colorado. Hickenlooper has also raised significantly more money than Gardner. All right. And yes, Colorado has gone more blue. A lot of people I know moved there because drugs. So Colorado, one says it's a toss-up, tilt Democratic, lean Democratic. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be another one that could be lost for the incumbent. So I don't know. Hickenlooper, I don't think Hickenlooper did a very good job as governor, though. People were pretty. I don't think he was very well liked as a governor. So it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting race. We'll see. All right, on next. Okay, next up would be Delaware, but doesn't look like their primary isn't going to be till September 15th, so I'll have to do one after September 15th. But just to get it in there, Democrat Chris Coons was reelected in 2014. Coons took office after winning 2010 special election, which occurred after longtime Senator Joe Biden resigned to become Vice President of the United States. He is facing a strong primary challenge from technology executive Jessica Scarane. Conservative activist Lauren Witzke and attorney Jim DiMartino are running for the Republican nominations, so we'll see who wins those. All right, the next one up is Georgia. Georgia's a different kind of animal here. Due to the resignation of Republican Senator John Isaacson at the end of 2019, both of Georgia's seats will be up for election this year. While the state overall still leans Republican, increased support for Democrats in Atlanta suburbs has made the state more competitive with a close governor's race, multiple close U.S. House races, and many other close local office races, resulting in Democratic gains in 2018. Both elections are seen as competitive. So this one is David Perdue is the incumbent Republican against John Ossoff, the Democrat. So I went to David Perdue, and he's just got a bunch of ones. Let's just pick one. Corona. We always like talking about Corona. Let's see what he has to say about Corona.
COVID-19, an unprecedented crisis. Senator David Perdue got to work. The Paycheck Protection Program helped thousands of small businesses save 1.5 million Georgia jobs. Our hospitals received $6 billion for critical health care needs. Now Senator Perdue's leading on additional resources for K-12 schools, so parents have confidence their children and teachers can safely return or virtually learn until local systems decide to open.
I'm David Perdue, and I approve this message.
All right. All right. Okay. All right, here's John Ossoff.
I'm John Ossoff, and there's a reason healthcare is so expensive. Politicians let insurance and drug companies rip us off. We've got great nurses and doctors, like my wife Alicia, an OBGYN. She and her colleagues work hard to keep us healthy. But as long as lobbyists control Congress, families will have to worry a bad diagnosis could bankrupt us. Fighting corruption is my job, and I'll stand up to those lobbyists. That's why I'm refusing donations from corporate PACs, and why I approve this message.
Okie doke. All right. Well, John Ossoff that's a good ad. I like it. Straight to the point. Introduce his wife. I liked it. It was nice. Nice ad. David Perdue has multiple ads, but I'm not going to show them all, obviously, because that would be kind of unfair. But, yeah, it was okay. So let's go to the tail of the tape. The incumbent of the regular election, Republican David Perdue, will face John Ossoff, who won name recognition after losing the most expensive House race in U.S. history. I remember that one. Republican David Perdue was elected in 2014, and he is seeking a second term. Former Columbus Mayor Teresa Tomlinson and 2018 Lieutenant Governor nominee Sarah Riggs Amico lost the Democratic nomination to former congressional candidate John Ossoff, a documentary film producer and investigative journalist. Other potential Democrat candidates who did not run included former state Senator Jason Carter and State Representative Scott Holcomb. Ossoff will face Perdue in November. Okay. And let's see. Georgia, toss-up, tilts Republican, leans Republican. You know, it's pretty much leaning Republican all the way across. So, yeah, I think Perdue will probably keep a seat, maybe. I don't know. But I did like Ossoff's ad. That was pretty good. And of course, he's a independent journalist and a filmmaker, so his ads better be good. All right. Georgia special election is going to be held on November 3rd, so we'll do another one of those later on. But here's what's going on with that right now. Three-term Senator John Isaacson announced that he would resign from the Senate at the end of 2019, citing health concerns. A jungle primary will be held November 3rd, 2020. What's a jungle primary? Nonpartisan blanket primary is a primary election in which all candidates for the same elected office, regardless of respective political party, run against each other at once instead of being segregated by political party. It is also known as a jungle primary or qualifying primary. Oh, so this is actually I should probably show all the ads for these people because they're all running. It's going to be the actual election date. I thought that said September 3rd. It's November 3rd. It's actually the election day. All these people are actually going to be running against each other. There's not going to be one Republican and one Democrat. There's going to be two of each. So, yeah, let's go see if we can find ads for these people. Because that's just... All right, first up is Kelly Loeffler, Republican.
My first bill called to end impeachment.
Kelly Loeffler.
My second bill supported killing the world's deadliest terrorist.
Kelly Loeffler, a businesswoman, not a career politician.
China is attacking American jobs. Iran is attacking American troops. And Congress only attacks the president. It has to stop. I'm Kelly Loeffler. I approve this message because it's time to get to work.
Alrighty. Kelly Loeffler, everybody. It's pretty milquetoast, I think. Next up, we got Doug Collins. All right, here's the Doug Collins ad. I gotta say, it took a while to find it. Jesus. His campaign is like hard to find, dude. You want to win, you better step up the game. So anyway, here's Republican Doug Collins.
I'm Doug Collins, and I approve this message.
Fearless, selfless, tireless.
I see coming off a president who will put his head down even through this sham impeachment, and he will do his job. He will put the American people first.
Doug Collins, President Trump's preferred pick for the Senate.
An incredible spokesman, an incredible man and friend, Doug Collins. Doug, thank you, Doug. Great job, Doug.
Doug Collins, President Trump's most tested, proven, trusted defender.
All right.
I'm Doug Collins, and I approve this message.
All right. Doug Collins, everybody. I do remember that part in the impeachment when he was speaking. It was pretty good. So, those are the two Republicans running for the seats. All right, so here's Matt Lieberman's YouTube page. He's got 55 subscribers. He's got literally 3 videos on here. I'm not going to play the ones that are 2 minutes. I'll play the one that's 1 minute and see what happens. Matt Lieberman, girl's daughter's boyfriend. Let's see what happens here.
Hey there, I'm Matt Lieberman. I'm running for U.S. Senate here in Georgia. This here is Jack. He's interested in dating one of my daughters. First, I have a couple questions for him. So, do you think the government should control what happens to a woman's body?
Well, sir, I think a woman should control her own body.
And do you think every vote should count? Or is a little voter suppression okay every now and then?
I think every vote should count.
And what do you think of the Second Amendment?
It comes after the First Amendment.
And Jack, last question. What do you think a military-style weapon like this? Should a civilian like me be able to buy one in the store?
Hell no.
Hell no?
I'm sorry, heck no.
Oh.
You know, you were right the first time. Hell no. And by the way, this is a toy. I don't own a gun. But Jack,
I can tell.
You and me,
the way you were holding it, idiot.
We're gonna get along just fine.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a gun. Oh my god, that was a train wreck. I thought for sure that it was actually gonna be a Democrat that was kind of pro gun. I was like getting excited about it. Oh well, 55 subscribers. It seems pretty lame. Wow. All right, well, here's Raphael Warnock, 182 subscribers. That's pretty good. None of these guys have, neither one of these Democrats really have any ads. They got these one minute ads, but I'm going to play them. But usually I'm just playing the 30-second ads, but I'm going to play the 1 minute ads that these Democrats are putting up. So let's see what Raphael Warnock.
People sometimes ask me why I think a pastor should serve in the U.S. Senate. Well, the answer begins right here, where I grew up. The Kate Holmes housing projects of Savannah, Georgia. I had 11 sisters and brothers. Our parents taught us the value of hard work. Inspired by them, I graduated college, earned a PhD degree, and 14 years ago, I became the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Pastor of one of the most prominent churches in America, Raphael Warnock preaches the gospel and uses it as a platform for change.
Dr. King called it the drum major instinct. Warnock has it and a sense of his place in this place.
I'm proud of my work, fighting to expand access to affordable health care, protecting the dignity of workers and the right to vote. I'm Raphael Warnock, and I realize that a kid growing up here today and struggling families all across Georgia have it harder now than I did back then. That's got to change. and it will. That's why I approve this message.
Okay, that's Raphael Warnock, Reverend Raphael Warnock. That was a nice one. That was a nice ad. I liked it very much. Very nice. Problem is that I'm seeing with the Democrats on this ticket is they're not really promoting themselves very much. Loeffler came right up just like that when I put her name in, but like the other three, I had to go searching for their ads. So I don't know. All right, let's go to the tail of the tape here. Candidate earning a majority of votes cast will win. But if no candidate wins a majority, a runoff election between the top two finishers will be held on January 5th, 2021. The winner of the special election will serve until the expiration of Isaacson's term in January of 2023. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp appointed Republican Kelly Loeffler to the seat. Loeffler took office January 6, 2020, and will compete in the November 2020 election. Other Republicans running for the seat include Wayne Johnson, former Chief Operating Officer of the Office of Federal Student Aid, and four-term U.S. Representative Doug Collins. Unlike the regular election, this special election is being conducted as a jungle primary. All candidates are listed on the same ballot, regardless of party affiliation. And if no candidate gets more than 50% of the vote, the top two will advance. Okay, we already said that. As a regular election, there is a crowded field of Democratic candidates, but there are also a bitter contest on the Republican side between incumbent Kelly Loeffler and a businesswoman appointed to the seat of Isaacson's resignation, and Doug Collins, a well-known U.S. House Representative. Collins leads Loeffler in the polls due to allegations of insider trading against Loeffler. Okay. Democrats running for the seat is Raphael Warnock, Matt Lieberman, Ed Traver, and Richard Dean Winfield. I couldn't find any ads for Ed Traver or Richard Dean Winfield. So, all right, there's that. All right, that's it for today. Tune in next time, and we'll go I through L, the states I through L, and do those. Okay? Love you. See ya.